I know death. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
Everything you did brought you where you are now. Where you belong. Home.
They're coming. Our enemy doesn't tire. Doesn't stop. Doesn't feel. I promise to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise.
Hey guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Now we should talk about Game of Thrones. We finally got the trailer after waiting 500 years for it. So let's just jump into it and see all the new footage we've gotten and what is there to look forward to in this new season, the final season of Game of Thrones, guys. So let's get into it. Now, the trailer starts with Arya, of all people, terrified out of her mind. And she's bruised and she's running around what looks like Winterfell Castle. So, of course, we don't know what's going on here. And we're already scared because Arya is like the gangster. She's our spirit animal. So we want to know, what is she scared of? I mean, we kind of know, right? I would think that it's the White Walkers that's after her, because we need to pay off that dagger that she got from Littlefinger, which is made of Valyrian steel. So we need a scene with her fighting at least one White Walker. Now, I can't imagine that Jon would let Arya be in the middle of the battlefield fighting all the White Walkers together, but somebody will need to be guarding the castle. And knowing Jon, he would probably put all the people who are not fighting into the castle of Winterfell for protection. So Arya should probably be one of those people protecting the castle, just making sure any stray whites and any stray White Walkers are not allowed to come in. So we see a group of people. They seem to be in the tomb at Winterfell because we see some of these statues in the back here. So next we have Bran's voiceover. Now it seems like he's talking to Sam, but his speech sounds more like something he should be saying to Jon, because it's Jon who has had such a long journey, guys. We've been rooting for Jon since season 1, when poor little bastard Jon was drunk and he was talking about joining in Night's Watch. But his journey is a journey that has been so long. He has grown so much, probably one of the characters besides Jaime who has grown the most in this series. And so how fitting it is that Jon, who is one of the only Starks who chose to leave Winterfell, right? Most of the other Starks left because of duty or they left because they were forced to. But Jon chose to leave Winterfell, and his long journey has led him back home to protect the very place that he did not feel a part of. So that's very fitting. So Bran's speech sounds like it should be said to Jon and not to Sam, even though it's Sam who we saw in the room. Now we see some shots of Euron's fleet. It looks new and bright and shiny and gold, not like things are looking in Winterfell, okay? And we see a shot of Cersei with an army and Qyburn behind her in the daytime. And it's very different from the night shots we see in the trailer that has to do with the battle against the White Walkers. Because it seems like the battle for night is against the White Walkers, but the battle for day and for hope and for goodness, that battle is against Cersei. Of course, we get some footage of Jon and Dany side by side, like king and queen, entering Winterfell, and we see a few people reacting to the dragons. The voiceover kind of sounds like a war speech, and then we see quick shots of the main people leading the war. There's Wormtail, there's Gendry, there's Jaime, and they're all either fighting or making swords or just generally being all around useful. And then we see Cersei, and she's just chilling in her castle. She doesn't care about anyone. we see a shot of Jon and Daenerys walking towards Drogon and Rhaegal. And it seems like Jon is actually gonna ride Rhaegal for the first time. I'm not sure when this will be because I can't even imagine that Jon would think of riding Rhaegal for the first time to go into battle with the White Walkers. I would think that Jon would prefer to be on the ground in the middle of the fight against the White Walkers. So perhaps in this scene, Jon is probably gonna practice riding on Rhaegal or something. But I doubt Jon will go into war riding Rhaegal for the first time. But in the middle of all that, we see a shot of Yara fighting. And that's what she does best, right? She fights. Remember, Yara was taken prisoner by Euron in the last season, and Theon went off to save her. So it seems like Theon might actually succeed. But I don't see Yara and Theon being part of the fight with the White Walkers because it doesn't make sense for Theon to save Yara from Euron and then come back up to Winterfell to fight with the White Walkers and then go back down to King's Landing to fight against Cersei and Euron. No, it just makes more sense that Theon is on that journey to save Yara while Jon and the whole army are fighting the White Walkers, and then we see the fight against Yara and Theon probably later on in the season. That's what I would think. Now guys, at the end of the trailer, we get this super creepy, serious music playing, and the camera pans out and we see Podrick and Brienne leading maybe a section of the army along with Jorah. But we got some really good footage for this trailer. Do I think it's the most exciting trailer? No. But remember, Game of Thrones has such a huge following that I don't think the quality of the trailer will stop fans from watching the show. We've been waiting on this final season for so many years. We want to know how it ends. And of course, fans of the book, we've been waiting for the finale forever. So I don't think the trailer will stop people from watching, but I do think they could have done more with the trailer. I see where they were going because on the scale of things, this trailer doesn't have any spoilers in it really, and so it must have been hard to choose scenes that seemed exciting to viewers but also didn't give any spoilers. Now I don't know about you guys, but I'm really nervous for this new season because the show has been getting so much more grand over the past few years, so everyone has these huge expectations, especially with the almost 2-year break between season 7 and 8. We expect that this season will blow us out of the water. And I don't think season 8 will be bad because they spent so much time, so much money on it. I just think it'll be really good, but I don't think it'll live up to everyone's expectations because that's impossible. But still, I'm excited. So in the comments below, guys, leave me your theories, leave me your comments and your opinions on all the footage we just got in the trailer. And let me know if you think they'll drop another trailer before April 14th. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching my video. If you like it, give this a thumbs up and subscribe below.